What's up, guys, and welcome back to the ProDota National Cup here on the ProDota English channel. We're going to have winner bracket finals, upper bracket finals, however you want to call it. It's going to be Team Turkey going up against Team Russia. Because the tournament has been going on for quite a long time, it seems like we've had a couple of dropouts, a couple of stand-ins, and whatnot. For the most part, Team Turkey, with the exception of Siki, who I've actually never seen before. They're pretty much, just Team Turkey as per usual. Team Russia, I think Yol was playing with them. Krabik was Magic A, so he's the same person. Screen, of course, was there as well. So we have two stand-ins, I think, a piece for both of these two teams. So if you're upset about your team not having a full roster, don't worry. The other team also doesn't have a full roster. I'm Mikelorus, going to be your only caster for this best of three. Winner of this is going to have a nice comfy spot in grand finals. And from there, they're going to be waiting for the loser of this, Team Yugoslavia and Team Romania, to battle it out and decide who's actually going to be going up into the grand finals. And it should be pretty interesting. Many people, I would say, favoring Team Russia. They've been playing very convincingly. Team Turkey have been winning their games less stompy compared to what Team Russia have been doing. In the previous games, I think most of them, if not all of them, Team Russia have been working with Illidan. So, he's an okay player, I hear. I think Illidan's an alright, above average player for Team Russia, but he's apparently not here right now. I, by the way, do not have any idea how to say this purple name. So, shit, man, I will not even try until someone in chat, who is definitely not going to lie to me, tells me how to pronounce that. By the way, it is pretty interesting to see how Dota has developed over the past couple of weeks. Of course, we're going to have an Invoker first pick. Screen is going to grab that one for his team. And after the bans of OD and the Death Prophet, it seems like this hero probably going to be as protected as he could possibly be, at least for that mid lane role. But OD and Death Prophet, man, they've had a pretty large rise. And of course, Lone Druid is always in that off lane, at least nowadays. I'm personally sick of watching OD and Death Prophet from whatever patch it was long ago when they were hot shit. But I guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up because it seems like this is their patch. But it seems like most of those big flavor of the month heroes, exception of the Invoker, of course, are right now kicked out. So we'll see what Turkey are going to respond to this Invoker with. And still going for those Vengeful Spirit openings, I feel like are some of the stronger openings you can have. Not maybe necessarily because of the overall strength of the hero, but more so of the flexibility of down the line you could shove her into a core role if you really need to. You can have her get nothing and play a support. It all works out pretty darn well, although Nature's Prophet Oracle definitely work pretty well also. Now the synergies between these two heroes I don't think are there. In fact, outside of a Sprout into a Fortune's End, like is Siki Necro? Oh, I don't know. Siki might be Necroman. But outside of, Sprout into Fortune's End, which is very mediocre, you're not going to have many 6 synergies between these two heroes. So Turkey are definitely going to have to pick up, some way to bridge the gap between these two. Oracle does give your team quite a bit of sustain. And when you're running a Nature's Prophet, you typically want to be a little bit more so on the pushing path. So, the sustain definitely doesn't go amiss, but the Nature's Prophet working with sustain isn't necessarily going to be the same type of sustain coming from the Oracle as, say, from the Juggernaut, whose healing ward is going to be a little more consistent towards the mass AoE of units. And Purifying Flames is a great spell, but let me tell you, it's not something you want to cast on Treants to keep them alive, because, fire is pretty good against those Treants. Now, Team Russia, they're going to still grab the Vengeful Spirit, and they will have setup for a Sunstrike if needed. And again, their opening right now is pretty darn versatile. And of course, Invoker with the freedom of going a Wex or Exort build, depending on what they really want to do. And I think it mostly depends on what this Vengeful Spirit's going to be doing. If it's going to be a little bit more of a heavy-hitting Vengeful Spirit, you want to be pushing early on to go for that Exort build. If it's going to be a slower Vengeful Spirit game, playing as support role, then, grabbing a Wex build to deal with the Nature's Prophet, to deal with the Oracle, it's all pretty good for the Invoker there. So yeah, it is flexible as all hell for Team Russia right now. But let's take a look at these second bans, because we have an Ancient Apparition going to be banned out. AA is pretty sick versus Oracle. I don't think there's any interaction between... I don't know if False Promise is like Sunder, where it sets HP. I actually should probably figure that out. If it sets HP, like, you could swap health with Sunder, even though you're Ice Blasted. I'm not sure if it's the same thing for False Promise. I would assume it would just nullify all your healing, but like if you already got healed a lot, I don't know. But Turkey should be scared of this flexible push, and to some extent Team Russia should be as well. But the great thing for Turkey is that they can just slow this game down and be very comfortable with that. I mean, Nature's Prophet is a hero that can push, but if you play the long game, if you play the split push game, get a little bit of DPS, get that Aghanim Scepter going for the Super Wrath of Nature, yeah, you can play the map control game, and it'll be really, really flexible for Turkey in that regard. And, well, that's why we're seeing the Ancient Aversion and the Zeus being banned out now. So we got those globals, or at least the more important globals, already booted out of the pool. If Turkey really want to, they can go for a Spectre pick. Would be pretty sick, but yeah, I'm not really sure if that's what you want to be doing versus a Vengeful Spirit and an Invoker. Or sometimes it is what they want to be doing versus a Vengeful Spirit and Invoker. Dear admin, sicky means fucker, don't try to spell more. Oh well, guys. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I'll say it as much as I want, because I don't know what it means. I have no idea what it means. But anyway, Turkey, they are going to go for this, at least pseudo global strategy. And I was saying, this isn't really what you want to be doing up against the Vengeful Spirit Invoker opening, because of the potential aggression that Team Russia can just put onto your team. Vengeful Spirit doesn't look like she's going to be played as a core. Therefore, Invoker may or may not be playing that exort role. But usually, like, this type of opening from Team Russia is one that could very easily flip the switch and go from, 0 to 60 in no time. And I realize 0 to 60 with lots of you guys coming from Europe doesn't actually make that much sense. Be like 0 to 80 kilometers per hour. Although I'm not really sure if that's a phrase. But they're going to grab Lifestealer third, which is very interesting. Now, so far, Team Russia don't really have any great Lifestealer carriers with that Infest. We always do see, occasionally when Lifestealers pick up, that, let's say, awkward Infest Ancient plays. Sikiji. That makes sense. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read the chat and make sure I kind of don't butcher all these guys' names, but I'm not sure who's telling me the truth and who's lying to me. But it seems like for Team Turkey, at least, I mean, they're already kind of going to this late game role. The Spectre, unlike some of the other carry heroes, like I think Medusa, the biggest one, who is going to be one of the more potent carry heroes in the game, yet also is sometimes, in certain situations, powerful enough to just group up with the team and just go straight for death balls. Spectre can do that to some very limited extent, and the problem is that you really don't want to be doing that in a large scale until you have your Radiance. And that takes, quite a long time. Medusa can just grab, like, a Yasha and drums or something and then just kick some ass, because she's, very tanky, and her ultimate is a force to be reckoned with in a team fight. And Spectre's ultimate isn't bad either, but it's not as overtly powerful unless you have items. Turkey's going to grab the Bane. This is mostly the anti-Lifestealer tech. I was thinking Team Russia might be grabbing, not a Chen, I wasn't going to say that. I was thinking maybe they were thinking about trying to mix in a Storm Spirit or something like that, but I'm not really sure how that would fit into their lanes. I mean, they kind of have to have this Lifestealer, do something with, like, right? Yeah, they kind of need some sort of synergy with this Lifestealer, because right now it doesn't seem like they have a ton of it. Lifestealer is a hero, more so than the Spectre at least, that can get active very early on. If you go for an armlet first, then you can tear people to shreds. The problem is that with Lifestealer, at least right now, is that he's kind of just shoved into a pushing shell. Chen, Vengeful Spirit, Invoker, especially an Exort Invoker, which may or may not be the case, very good at pushing down towers and pressuring the enemy side, and Lifestealer will get a little bit of participation in that. Let's just say he's not exactly going to offer you any sustain. Open wounds is not exactly what I would call sustain. At least not to the level of a Juggernaut Healing Warden. His ability to fight is nowhere near on par to the Juggernaut. And Lifestealer is really prone to being hard countered. Like, already this Sprout is going to be super annoying. So Lifestealer is going to have to make sure that he plays around that. Any target that he's going for with the Open Wounds, I believe Open Wounds actually can be purged off with Fortune's End. So that's not good. And of course, if you're a Lifestealer and you're charging in and you get Nightmared or Gripped, yeah, not fun. Or if you're charging in towards the Spectre, thinking you get the kill and she just phases into the trees, also not exactly ideal. So I do feel like this Lifestealer needs a little bit more help. It is going to be coming from that off lane. Beastmaster not going to be the pick, nor Broodmother, also banned out earlier. I feel like someone like a Clockwork, probably one of the better picks here for Team Russia, or a Batrider would have been decent for them as well, but Team Turkey are going to waste no time grabbing that. Is this going to be a mid Batrider, mid Nature's Prophet? What's going on here with these lanes? That's what I want to know. I'll take some balls of steel for Turkey to put the Spectre into that mid roll. But yeah, most likely it's just going to be Spectre, Oracle, you know, in a 2.5 lane, kind of on the safe lane. Batrider mid versus Invoker. I'm not really sure if that's going to fly. Get it? Because he's Firefly. I'm not really sure if that's really what they want to be doing. Nature's Prophet similarly will have an equally rough time there.
5 seconds.
I don't really, I mean, even with the Bane coming in, like maybe they'll have a little bit of an edge, but you can expect that the participation of Bane in lane is going to be just as much about as the Chen and Vengeful Spirits rotations, which they should be looking to do, you know, very, very frequently. At least try to keep the jungle clear from Team Turkey. Like Batrider's going to be looking for stack clears. The Nature's Prophet's going to want a jungle, and Chen and Vengeful Spirit can very easily contest that. All right, I got a whole bunch of people saying that, what's his face?
Juggernaut.
Sikiji is Necroman, so I'm gonna believe them. Juggernaut last. Whoa, wait, hold on. This is a screen playing Lifestealer. Now, unless something changed in Dota in the past like 3 days. Oh, okay, first of all, I don't really know what the last time I saw screenplay. It probably was like in this tournament, but you know, he doesn't really, this isn't his real team, so there's that. Screen like 9 times out of 10 plays supports. I don't think I've ever seen him play a core role ever. So what? I mean, Juggernaut is, I mentioned it before, like the hero that you would rather have over the Lifestealer. Again, really good in this pushing shell. You don't really have many responses to the Batrider, but whatever. I mean, you have the Vengeful Spirit already, which, by the way, Batrider was picked into a Vengeful Spirit. So you gotta, oh, am I gonna crash? No, I'm not gonna crash. So every single time you lasso, you gotta make sure that the Vengeful Spirit is accounted for, or the one who's being lassoed. The Juggernaut seems, I mean, like a really good pick here, but then I'm not really sure where this Lifestealer fits in. If you just had these 4 heroes from Team Turkey, Jug, Invoker, Chen, and Venge, and then like actually anyone for this Lifestealer, I would be completely on board with Team Turkey's draft. I'd be like, okay, it's very straightforward. You get the Chen, get the healing, get the sustain, and then you go ahead and push the enemy side. And you have the Vengeful Spirit in response to the Batrider, so, you know, there you go. With this Lifestealer, especially played by Screen, I have officially no idea what's going to happen. Can they Iron Talon shenanigans this? Maybe we're going to be seeing that, but you know, while I'm thinking of that, I'll just wait to see what their items are going to be looking like for right now. If this guy is in fact Necroman, well then he should be going towards that mid lane, but everyone else from Turkey, they're going to be loading out towards bottom. Is there anything weird going on here? Lots of sustain for the Spectre, a little bit of extra stats there for the Nature's Prophet. Nothing too crazy from the Team Turkey side, and they're all just going to be going on towards their lanes. But actually, okay, so Krabik was Magic A. I'm just going to let you guys know right now, so no one's going to repeat that, no one's going to ask that, because you all are smart. I'm probably going to be calling him Krabik, because that's a lot easier. Tron is going to be on the Juggernaut. We got this guy. Again, I'm not really sure. Someone probably told me how to pronounce him in the chat, but I just wasn't looking. Is he playing the Invoker? As Krabik is going to hit with the dagger right in the back. Unfortunately, that dagger is blunt or something, so it doesn't do any damage. And Kozinki's now completely out of mana, so feels bad, man. But yeah, Invoker's here. Yol is going to be on the Chen, and is this really just going to be an off-lane Screen Lifestealer? This is pretty interesting. I'm not really sure how well this is going to work. I mean, Oracle is most likely going to be the one poking and prodding him most of the time, and if it's not him, then it's a Bane, and in which case it's a lot worse. But even Oracle, like, his range is really high. 620 is above average. His damage and armor, like, I mean, as far as trading hits, the Oracle isn't really the best hero to do it, but it's more than enough to keep a Lifestealer at bay, especially a Lifestealer who hasn't actually opened up with anything. So I'm not really sure if Screen's going to get that much done. He may have to Iron Talon to make sure that this camp is used very, very heavily. Just, you know, stack it as high as he can. Maybe, you know, give a little bit of... Use the Lifestealer to stack for the Chen so he could Wild Wing it down. Like, at that point, it's like, why are you even running this hero at all? But let's look at the lanes that make a little bit more sense, at least to me. It's going to be Shock and Necroman going to be going up against this Invoker guy. And Invoker does have the Exhort, does have double Fairy Fire, but he also has a really rough lane up against him right now. Batrider Invoker in a 1v1 scenario is perfectly fine for the Invoker. Add a Bane on top of that, things get a lot worse. Screen up towards top lane, I guess can do that, you know, dodge the Fortune's End, but still, let's see how much damage he's going to take. Down to half HP, MDL's not really trying to attack him. And Screen, yeah, I mean, he lands 2 hits, but he's going to have to use Rage every single time to get out of that Fortune's End, and at a certain point, Life Stealer just can't sustain that with his mana pool. You don't really want to be getting any mana regeneration on the Life Stealer. I guess maybe Bottle in an offlane scenario would be decent, but for the most part, yeah, Rage is going to be not a sustainable strategy. Oh, look at this sick strategy. Does Tornado actually work with Cold Snap? I don't think it does, but either way, Necroman taking a beating right here from the Invoker. Sunstrike is still available. Tornado is still harassing him. Not enough damage to burn through the bottle charges, but this is like one of the most annoying things you could ever do as Chen. Doesn't really matter what patch you're in. As long as that Tornado is being channeled and kind of on top of the Bat Rider, then the damage does stack up quite heavily. In the meantime, bottom lane is Nature's Prophet right now. It's not in any trouble, but he does have to watch himself, certainly. As long as his Observer Wards stay alive, the Nature's Prophet should also stay alive. Yeah, but if he gets smoke ganked by a Chen with, well, a creep that's more dangerous than the Satyr, with a Vengeful Spirit Magic Missile and a spin, there's really not much Nature's Prophet can do about that except for hope to God that his TP is going to be fast enough and the damage isn't quite high enough to kill him before he can make that jump out of there. Turkey's bottom lane is going to be, fine, again, as long as his observers stay alive. And it doesn't seem like Team Russia have any huge intention of dealing with those. Oh, Krabik, so close. Feels bad. Oh well, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. Yoel's level 1 right now. And I'm not really sure if that's because he's been stacking this camp super high or what. This Chen is not really in any position to go for any super early smoke ganks. Applying pressure to the Bat Rider with the Cold Snap especially should be something that he would ideally like to do. Like grabbing an Invis Rune on Vengeful, that's good too. Magic Missile is there, level 2 spin, Sunstrike, and that's going to do a lot of damage. RNT going to try to teleport out, but it's not going to happen. Magic A is going to draw first blood on the Nature's Prophet. I didn't actually think that was going to be enough damage, but Sunstrike apparently is a really broken skill when it only connects on one target. 165 pure damage, oh baby, that's going to be good. And of course, Blade Fury is very fair and balanced as well. The first blood drawn by the Vengeful Spirit, and that is actually not too bad. It might actually be, maybe not better than first blood being drawn in the Juggernaut, but you can definitely get your benefits there. Having upgraded boots or a little bit more mobility on the Vengeful Spirit is actually pretty huge. If you can get a little bit of extra cash, start building towards an Aether Lens, then your Vengeful Spirit quote-unquote support is going to be a little bit more threatening and will have to be respected almost to the degree of Vengeful Spirit played as a core. So, there's a lot of value to having that Vengeful Spirit getting some additional gold from those kills. Again, if she's not going to land these pulls correctly, then, what are you going to do about it? But, she's trying her best, and it looks like this time it should work, unless Nature's Prophet's Treant. And I don't think he could... Oh, this little bastard. Treants suck, man. That feels so bad for this Vengeful Spirit right now. MDL up towards top lane. He's going to take a beating here from screen. There is no phase or anything like that on screen, but still MDL got a little bit too close. That's really all you have to watch out for. And that is the threat of Lifesteal in the offlane, I suppose. Like, he is decently tanky and he can do a lot of damage, but the range of the cast range open wounds like melee range. So if you're hugging him, then you're kind of asking for it. Yoel is going to move in. He does see Shock. Shock does not see him. Unfortunately, his Centaur won't be quite fast enough to get in range, so looks like Yoel will have to just call it quits right now. Is a Shockwave available from the Satyr as well? Shock is going to walk right into it. Nightmare is there, but I don't really know if there's anything else. Sunstrike, MDL's going to walk right into it! Oh, get no-scoped, and now the Stomp only connect onto one, but RNT, he came with a double damage room, but Screen's right on his ass right now. He does not have rage. Yoel just going to straight teleport out, and he'll be fine. Another Shockwave through. RNT is going to be cut off by the Chen creeps. He does not have an escape. He's going to have to teleport out. Chen creeps are not going to find him either, so yeah, they do get away with the Nature's Prophet, but at the same time, the Oracle walks right into a Sunstrike. Not what you want to be doing, and just a good read from this Invoker, who I did look at him before. What is this? No, that's not him. Let's do some... Oh, no, it was him, the yellow guy. This guy. Who is this guy? Nexus? Oh, is it Nexus? Can someone confirm to me if he's Nexus? Because if so, I mean, I gotta give credit to where it's due. Because I have no idea who, what this is. I have no idea what that says at all. So far, man, 2 for 2. Now, the first one was very easily set up by the Magic Missile and whatnot. But the second one, the first one was set up. The second one was perfectly freehand, so just a good read. And of course, while the Nature's Prophet was just barely surviving up on the top lane, his tower was just getting wrecked. Tron is level 6 at this point. He's got the Ring of Basilius turned on, and he's ready to go. And an Omni Slash, not quite going to be enough to kill off a full health Nature's Prophet, but a couple more hits after that, and it's definitely going to be enough to get the kill, especially, oh my god, first hit crit. He's going to chow down his Mango. Omni Slash will not do enough damage, I don't think. Oh, yes, it will. Okay, well, there you go. Ancient Prophet almost getting out of there, but teleports right into his doom. And Tron, yeah, he's down to Mango, but he's up a kill. I'm pretty sure he's going to be okay with that. Yol, though, is going to get put to sleep right under the rune. Brain Zap, only level 1. He'll get bumped back a little bit. Necroman is going to, well, be there with MDL, and they'll definitely kill out the Chen. Where are his creeps? All the way up in the top lane. I don't think the creeps would have saved him, so, you know, to be fair, I guess. But still, the Chen in the wrong place at the wrong time. Turkey do get on the board. Let's see if they can kill Screen. With the Chen creeps here, it seems like impossible. Nightmare is really bad versus the Chen creeps. Let's pull it off. Especially a Chen who's dead, so he doesn't have to be paying attention to his hero. But right now, Team Russia are in a pretty decent spot. The Invokers, you know, sitting a little bit ahead of the Batrider, which is no big deal. It's perfectly fine. Juggernaut and Spectre, yes, they are both farming, but Juggernaut has already claimed a tower for his team and really doesn't have to stop. As far as threats towards the Juggernaut, Turkey don't really have them until a little bit later in the game. Like, all of their damage is going to be magical, so you just spin TP out, and until the Bane gets level 6, and right now he's on level 3, the Juggernaut won't really have that much to fear. I guess the Batrider lasso, oh, this is bad. He's going to grab a 1, 2, 3 at least stack of creeps. Yeah, that's pretty sweet for Necroman. And Batrider actually is going closer and closer to his Blink Dagger, so that is the only thing that the Juggernaut is going to have to worry about in any reasonable time frame. But Shock's gonna have to worry about it a little bit more, especially if Magic Missile lands, and it will. Sunstrike immediately afterwards, kablammy! With a couple more right clicks, Cold Snap is gonna lock him down completely so that Yol can get that kill. Again, Yol is only level 3. He's not exactly a super high level Chen, but man, you get 2 creeps, that's more than enough to take down a tower, especially with Forge Spirits right behind you. Team Russia, they are gonna start rotating around a little bit with these 2 supports. At the same time, stacking up potentially down the line for a Battle Fury Juggernaut. Hasn't grabbed any sort of Battle Fury components just yet, although I would not be surprised to see him start building up towards that. What is Screen doing? Okay, he's just farming really weirdly. I was like, why would you leave the biggest health creep alive like that? Doesn't really make much sense. Okay, I'm getting some people saying that he's Nexus, so I'm gonna give credit to Nexus. Smoke, first one with the Blink Dagger. Let's see what Turkey can do about this. The situation is not something that they'll be really comfortable sitting on. Yes, Spectre is doing okay up towards top lane, but soon she may lose her tower. This is a very delicate situation, though, for Team Russia. Only 2 supports up here. Now, Klazinki can't do anything to hold this tower, but Klazinki and company, they sure as hell can. Will Team Russia expect the 7-8 minute Blink Dagger? There's a random dragon flying through, and Yol is going to get grabbed right now. The stomp there, it's not going to really help him. Yol's going to get a little bit of help from Tron coming in, but Chen's already down. Krabik, during throwing his magic missile, does not have a swap. Tron, he has an Omni Slash, and Shock should be the one to fall here. Why is there a dragon here? That's Lifestealer, I think. Yes, it is. Sunstrike, MDL, oh, he's not going to get hit with it this time. Fire from the dragon, I actually don't have any idea what it's called. It's called Fireball. I'm not going to do quite enough. Tron's just going to turn around, try to heal himself a little bit with the Purifying Flames, and the Healing Ward ticking up. He should survive, and he will. But here comes the dragon. Dargan's all up in this. I'm like, Chen does not have an Aghanim Scepter. How is the dragon there? Oh, it's Lifestealer doing that. I'm not really sure if the dragon's the one you want. Fireball is actually decent when it's this early on, but more important than that, perhaps, the fact that Lifestealer, instead of being this hero, is now a hero with 2,000 HP. And nothing else. I mean, he has some other things, but, you know, if he was just a 2,000 HP hero, that's kind of good enough for Team Turkey, especially with the Healing Ward behind them. So, Ancient Black Dragon joining the fray. Lifestealer is apparently obsolete. Turkey, their first lasso usage, I guess got them a kill technically, but not really sure if the trades are going to be there because the top lane tier 1 has fallen. Top lane tier 2 also looks like it's going to fall. Yol, does he have the Hand of God? No, not quite. Only level 5, not really close to level 6 at all. But it doesn't seem like it's really going to matter. We have Necrobook being built up on the Invoker. We have the Black Dragon just cutting the creep wave. And in the meantime, Turkey are trying desperately to make some sort of trade. Tron cannot hold this by himself, but he can make Turkey really, really cautious. There is still no grip here on the Bane. So Tron can run in and not really worry about that much. Yeah, Tower Deny not going to happen. Tron's going to be okay. Batrider unable to get into position for a lasso. Not really sure what happened to Yol. He's really banged up on the top lane, but either way, tier 2 for tier 1 tower trade, and Turkey are making the better trades for right now. And they are just going full on dragon mode with this Lifestealer. Yeah, he's going to have Vlad, so the dragon's going to be doing some serious work. Is the dragon the one he wants? I think he really wants the Thunderhide, right? It has slightly less HP, but Frenzy is amazing. I feel like the dragon's the weakest one. But whatever. I mean, you get auras, I guess. 3, and you get splash damage. Or just get the golem if you want to be tanking towers. How much damage does the golem do? The golem almost seems like it's better in every way, because it also gives your other team the health. Yeah, armor, health, it's all good. Towers are dropping, and with one Necro book almost completed, I mean, I would expect a couple more Necro books to be built, if anyone can actually get to the money. Lifestealer in this game is like, is this a Lifestealer Necro book game? It might just be, because they're taking all the towers right now in Turkey. They do not have the right core Spectre to really stop them. And Batrider can get a pick off, but even then, you have to worry about the Vengeful Spirit. This is really not why. This is really what I expected from this Batrider. Yeah, you may get a fast Blink Dagger, but at a certain point, man, you're picking a Batrider into a Vengeful Spirit. You're asking for trouble. If you do not swap this Vengeful Spirit, you're not going to get good initiation off. That's just a fact. Vengeful Spirit doesn't have Itherlands, isn't really like a super high level or anything, but just that threat of having your initiation completely brick-walled is just so high. Best case scenario, oh, let's see, lasso and swap. And it did nothing. They used the haunt for that as well. Spectre, is she going to reality in? Tron drops down at half, but that was the initiation for Team Turkey. And now it's completely down the tubes. Tron will have another healing ward up in just a couple of seconds. And the Lifestealer is still chilling in the dragon. Now level 7. You can pop out and use the, oh, Tron. He's going to get some healing from MDL, but looks like with the healing ward, they'll be fine enough to take the tower. It is a tower trade. Nature's Prophet up towards top lane, along with Spectre, able to grab a little bit of gold for Team Turkey. But now's the hard part for Team Russia. What the hell do they do once all these outer towers fall? I mean, they're still getting a lot of gold advantage with this. They have the Necro Book, level 1, almost level 2. Mechanism almost up on the Chen. 1,200 on the Vengeful Spirit. Jeez, he's pretty wealthy. And Battle Fury being built up. Vlad's 1,400 on screen. And look at that, a lizard. Ain't that convenient.
Leaves of 3, let them be.
Taking the tier 2s is a lot more difficult in any particular game than going up high ground. But especially when you have like this Lifestealer who's doing this whole creep thing. If you take a couple of seconds of tier 3 tower aggro, your creep is not exactly going to be as healthy as you want. I guess with Frenzy, they could kind of like slow siege with the Invoker, and could you Frenzy? You can Frenzy anything, right? Yeah, allied units. Oh man, smoke getting blown by a lizard with a Lifestealer in it. I've never seen that one before, but that's gotta feel pretty bad because you can't do anything versus this Thunderhide. His hide is made of thunder. What the hell are you supposed to do? Literally thundering hides. Man, this is probably not a good strategy, but I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. Again, like, the game plan up till this point was pretty clear for Team Russia. Now it's like, what the hell do we do? Get the Battle Fury, get your level 3 book, get the Mechanism, get an Aether Lens, or whatever the Vengeful Spirit wants to go for. This Tron's items, that's the Battle Fury, that's, like, Avengers got a Bracer and Urn, was that new? I think that was new. I mean, they have a pretty nice new set of items. They can go for Roche, I think, pretty easily. Chen's creeps are kind of underwhelming, it seems, versus this Lifestealer. Like, Chen, why are you wasting your time? You have a Lifestealer with a lizard on your side. But Frenzy is insane, guys. Like, it doesn't last for that long, but for killing off Roach Dawn, for slow sieging towers, Frenzy is what you want. You can just, like, spam that shit. You got the Vlads and the Ring of Aquila, so mana regeneration up the wazoo. And that's going to be a free Aegis. Mechanism also up on Chen. It's time to go for high ground. It's probably not going to get that much better than this for Team Russia. And Team Turkey, they just had to hope and pray that this push wasn't going to come this fast. Maybe try to kick in a split push gear. I mean, they have Spectre, they have Nature's Prophet. You could certainly be doing a lot worse in the split push game. But the Spectre, she is forced to fight as early as possible. So any sort of Relic Radiance build is not going to be happening for quite a long time. No gold towards it, really. She's got the drums. I mean, this is what she has to do. I think that was a misclick on the... Oh, no, that was actually Nightmaring the Necro Warrior. That was not a misclick. Trondo's still pretty darn healthy with the Aegis at that. With the Frenzy, they're just going to jump right in instantly to swap, to snap that, that net. Shot gets a really long Fiend's Grip, but Tron's getting so much health back from this healing ward and from the Purifying Flames. 15 minutes in, they're just going to bulldoze Raxus. Oh, Shock also got with Cold Snap, and he's going to be worked down. That's Haunt used and Lasso used. I think this game might just be over, honestly. Like, Team Russia, it was kind of good if they wanted to go for a little bit of push themselves. I'm not sure if this Batrider was the pick, honestly. Like, he can get a couple of pickoffs, but he got one with his Blink Dagger, and that's it. He really needed to not be Batrider. If you have someone like a Queen of Pain, at least you have a slightly better chance at holding that. You don't have to wait 8 minutes to get your Blink Dagger before you really start your game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that just wasn't the pick for Team Turkey. But at the same time, did they really expect that that push to be coming that hard? Because it was, pretty straightforward push. Just, group up with all these units and just bulldoze towers. But coming from a level 8 lifestealer, you don't expect 2,000 HP worth of hero. So guys, it's going to be game 1 in the books. In the best of 3, Team Russia are going to be one game away from moving onwards to their nice comfy spot in the grand finals. I'm Mikelorus. It's been a pleasure casting this game for you guys, and we're going to be going straight into game 2, where we'll see if Team Turkey can get their act together and stay in the winner's bracket.